Hello and welcome to the Industry Podcast. My name is Corey. I'm joined by my friend Blake. The Industry Podcast is your source for industry interviews, insights, and inside stories. How are you doing today, Blake?
I'm doing awesome.
Awesome. How was your week?
My week was awesome.
It was just awesome? What happened?
Well, I joined a group called Comedy Shorts, and I'm trying to get into a public speaking group called Toastmasters.
Okay. So, what's Toastmasters to you?
I think it's a professional public speaking group.
Okay.
And they train you to become professional public speakers, where you go in front of a big audience and give speeches about certain topics and whatnot.
Yeah. Do you think you could do that? Go in front of a big audience and talk about film?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I don't get stage fright easily.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Because I've done it before, and it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Speaking of public speaking and things like that, our guest this week is my friend Madeline. And are you a public speaker, Madeline?
I do.
Yay.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get right into the interview here after a short second. My week was really busy. I did multiple different productions every single day. Anything from business interviews to running sound on a short film to doing a little bit of photography to visual effects editing in After Effects. It was really complex.
Nice.
It was a ton of fun. But I'm glad to be back in the studio and just sit down and talk about the industry and just live our lives, right? Just exist.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We're going to get right into it with MadelineKarita. Okay. We're back. All right. And here's our guest, MadelineKarita. How you doing, Madeline?
I am good.
Good. And this is my friend Blake Kraft.
Nice to meet you, Blake.
Nice to meet you.
Blake Kraft is from Missouri, and I met Blake when he moved down here. He posted in the Austin Filmmakers Group. Shout out Austin Filmmakers Group, and right, and he posted in there and said, "Hey, somebody can help me out to come moving down," and I was like, "Sure." Meet that filmmaker, talk about the industry a little bit before the Industry Podcast was ever a thing. And we just kind of hit it off. I made a video out of the first day he was ever in Austin. It was a good time. It was mid-COVID, and it was a good time. But Blake's been here a little over a year. I've been here a little over a year. We're having a great time down here in Austin, and you're from Minnesota. You're from my hometown of Minnesota, my home state. I'm from
I am not from Minnesota. I am merely in Minnesota.
Currently living, right? That's true.
Currently living. I am not from Minnesota. I want to put that out there. I correct it right now.
So, what have you done? What have you done this week? What kind of things have you been working on? I know you got your short film Ouroboros. You got a whole bunch of other things. We could talk about experiences and different kind of things. I know my week was about VFX and doing complex complex techniques in After Effects, and that was nuts. Mm-hmm. And I did that for 2 different projects over 2 different days, and it was kind of chaotic because I had to think in 3D chess and figure out a VFX shot before I even touched the program, and it was a lot. But I got it done. And people think I'm magical now, like a magician.
All right.
You were magical before.
Oh, I appreciate that. Compliments today.
Mm-hmm.
But how was your week? Did you do anything in the industry this week? And
industry-wise, this week it has been trying to reset myself up for a talk show I was going to do on KFAI. I guess podcast/radio show on KFAI. I recently lost my co-host. Rest in peace.
Oh, no.
But before we were supposed to launch our show, so it's been a matter of I had to take a little moment for my fallen homie and then start reorganizing what we were going to do on the radio.
So what is KFAI?
KFAI is a local radio station in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Similar to an NPR or similar to NPR.
That's really cool. Blake, you ever wanted to work in radio?
Oh yeah, and in fact, I've always wanted to work like at a TV station like KXAN, like as maybe production assistant where I maybe help set up the cameras in the studio and stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
That's awesome.
I had an interview at KY3 one time in Springfield, and I actually I did an internship at Cover 10 in Springfield, Missouri as in my last semester of college, where I got college credit for it, but
nice.
And I got an A in the internship too, and they said I did really good.
That's awesome.
But my favorite part of that internship was going out with the news reporters and actually helping get the footage and then editing the footage on a software called Avid News Cutter.
Avid News Cutter. I haven't worked in the Avid ecosystem, but I know it's a lot more of a mainstay type of program for like cinema houses and things like that.
True.
So did they have like cameras in the studio and stuff like that? And did they mix stuff in the radio studio?
Yeah, they did, and they actually had like they had lights in there and all sorts of computers and.
Gotcha.
And I only did this a couple times, but I went into this small dark room where on the other side of the screen or window there was the guy operating the sound and operating the the TV screens at the front.
Yeah, the sound engineer, the live switcher, all that good stuff.
And what I did was I operated the teleprompter for when the weather woman spoke, and talked about the weather reports.
That's awesome. It sounds like an awesome studio that you worked in. That was a news studio?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it was a TV station in Springfield.
Springfield, Missouri.
And I've actually, and that's where I made some of my friends there.
Well, that's awesome. You're still friends with them now? You gonna bring them down to Austin?
Yeah, they plan to come to Austin someday, but they just don't know when yet.
That's really cool, man.
Because especially with COVID about to end here soon, I'm sure everyone's gonna want to come see me eventually, and my parents are gonna be coming next month, and
really,
so I'm gonna get to see my parents, and hopefully you'll get to meet them too. So
yeah, I think what would be cool timing is if they came down, you were like already on set, and they like visited you on set. What would you do then?
I would say something like welcome to Master Slate Blake Craft's film set.
I love that. You see that confidence? KXAN, is that right? The radio station you worked at?
What was it?
Is it KXAN?
No, it's
Something
not a
like
radio
that.
station. It's a TV station.
Okay. What was the moniker for it?
The what?
What was the name of the news station?
Oh, the one I worked for?
Yeah.
Oh no, the KXAN is down here. I'm talking about Cover 10 back in Springfield.
Oh, okay, Cover 10. Shout out Cover 10. That's all I wanted to do.
It's KOLR and then 10.
KAOR?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Core 10? Interesting. I should work there. It's like 90% of my name. But okay, that's cool. So news studio. I can't say that I've spent time in a professional studio. I managed studios on college campuses, and that was kind of my vibe. But what's the vibe of KFAI, Madeline?
KFAI is a community-based radio station. It's been around for, I guess, about 30, maybe even more, like 30, 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And they focus on, right now, one of the jobs I do for them is I am an art journalist. So I go out and I talk to musicians and artists and people doing things in the community that I guess would interest the audience, which is over 330,000 people, is the audience for KFAI in Minneapolis.
That's amazing. So you get to talk to artists every week, or how often do you do it?
I only Oh, excuse me, I have hiccups. I only get to do it twice a month.
Okay. So you got to be kind of choosy, or that's like 24 artists. There's a lot more artists than that in Minneapolis, you think?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of artists, but there's not a lot of artists doing anything.
Oh, gotcha. You like to focus on...
You have to have something actually going on than just being an artist. You have to have something like that people want to hear.
You got to be happening.
Yeah, it's not just like you get on the radio and you're like, I paint. There's a lot of people who paint. But are you painting for an exhibit? Are you making a movie? What are you doing as an artist that is worth having people listen to on the radio?
Interesting. I think I've heard your podcast once or twice. You had Dale Restaghini on your podcast.
I did my podcast / television show.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't seen the show. I've heard it. I've listened to it on Spotify and all that stuff. And
awesome.
Yeah. His movie Cracker. Shout out to Dale Restaghini. That movie was really interesting, and it was like super controversial. And I know that's your style. You push towards like controversial people. And
I do. That's my style.
That's how you roll.
That's my style for that. The other jobs, however, I can't push for that. But it's cool.
Have you have you ever gotten in hot water, like just like pushing for like controversial guests, or how?
Not yet.
I'd love to hear a story of how you got into hot water. Just being that force of like, we have to give this person a voice.
I haven't reached that yet.
Good.
It hasn't happened yet. They tend to trust what I'm doing.
Good.
Which I don't know how they do that, because I don't always trust them.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of faith in that, because like, well, I put a lot of faith in you too. I trust you, Madeline.
I appreciate that. I need that trust to kind of happen with other people, but that's okay. That's all good.
Yeah, we all helping each other out. Blake just started a group. What was that group called?
It's called Blake's Ultimate Masterpiece Productions.
Who doesn't want to be a part of that? Like, that's the coolest name I've ever heard.
Well, I created
Ultimate Masterpiece.
Well, I actually created 2 pages. Well, one is just called Ultimate Masterpiece Productions. Mm-hmm. And then I created a professional page called Blake's Ultimate Masterpiece Productions.
Okay.
And the reason I did that is because I'm almost up to like 4,000 friends on Facebook, and you can only have and you can have up to like 5,000 on your regular page.
Yeah.
But if you have a professional page, you can have up to millions if you wanted to.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my goal, is to like really increase my and everybody else's popularity.
Mm-hmm.
And you've talked about this before, and your group, Blake's Ultimate Masterpiece, professional page on Facebook, you want to take that page and start a movement and just bring as many people on board as possible, and like get a production company going, right?
Yeah, I'm wanting to start a professional film crew, that's always going out and filming our own masterpieces. And even if we have to travel, like even if I have to take like a 2-day road trip and maybe go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, or maybe go out to New Orleans or something like that, and go out and get footage, and then bring it back and film it, edit it, and then do a screening or showcase or whatever, and then just
awesome.
And then submit all of our films to film festivals.
Is there any specific genre you want to focus on? Genre of film?
I want to focus on all genre, honestly. Just so I can have a good variety.
Yeah.
But mainly, I want to focus on comedy, drama, and romance, and action and adventure.
Nice. Mm-hmm. You can kind of mix all those into one good movie.
Because to be honest, I'm a very adventurous person, and making adventurous type of movies, it seems to be my passion.
There we go. Mm-hmm. Adventurous movies. Who doesn't want to be a part of Blake's Ultimate Masterpiece? Or
sounds awesome.
Or BUM for short, but I was thinking about that. The acronym of that is BUM.
Bum.
But I would wear that shirt. Just B.U.M. And be like, what? This is going to be the future of production.
It would be Bump.
Bump Productions, right? It would be Bump, actually. That's even better.
I like that, honestly.
People on Facebook, like, so there's this thing in groups. It's not really published. There's this thing that people do in Facebook groups where they type Bump, and what it does is it bumps the ranking of the post higher on where it is on the scroll page, and people do that to like increase the visibility of certain things. Like I see it in the Photoshop group a lot where somebody posts a photo and it's like, hey, can you make my car look broken? And then I'll text my boyfriend and that the car got broken. And it's just like dramatic shit in the Photoshop group. But it's really fun. And then people who see that they type Bump because it increases the ranking. So speaking of like the acronym of your page, people were already typing the acronym of your page. So you just... Grab people who are already doing that.
Well, mainly what I want to do is I want to I don't know if I can do this, but I'm already trying to work with GoFundMe, and I've already created a fundraise, just so I can buy equipment, because I wanted to get equipment from like Precision Camera and stuff, just see if I can like try to get a studio full of stuff, and sadly, nobody's donated anything yet, and it's been up for days. Do you have any tips for getting donations, Madeline? And like, do you have any tips for getting donations and fundraising and stuff like that? Have you done that before?
Get an OnlyFans. That's how I paid for my last movie. Was OnlyFans.
Is that right? We should just do some etchy photos.
The regular way. I wasn't having luck doing it the regular way, so yeah.
And it paid for your films. It got the job done, right?
It did. I actually did the last film as a present to the writer.
Yeah.
But the OnlyFans was the only way I could actually do that.
Okay. Hey, however you can get it, right?
Do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Exactly. See, Blake's on board. Show must go on.
Yeah.
So do you think that's in your future?
I feel like lots of people talk crap about OnlyFans, but those people also don't have any of their films done.
Yeah, I mean it's just another like source of income. It's like, what are you afraid of?
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like it's a female-dominated platform, though. That's the only thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, but there are men who make money on it.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is. It's a female-dominated platform because men consume instead of being a part of it. But men do make money on it.
We just waste more time. We just have another website to waste time on.
Yep. Yep. It pretty much is.
OnlyFans. So, do you think you'd see yourself making a calendar and putting it on OnlyFans?
I would need to be taught how to do it first, but then I'm pretty sure I can do it.
There you go. There's a teaser. I think we just created something really crazy just now. I feel like I can picture it, and I don't want to picture it anymore. But anyways, getting out of that, speaking of fundraising for films and things like that, Blake is an action-adventure, comedy drama guy. I'd say I'm more documentary and comedy. And but I've only worked pretty much exclusively on horror films, and that's just been by serendipity of whatever I could get.
But you also do music videos too, because you just said you were hired as a music producer or something. I wasn't hired as a music producer. That was just like how Facebook posted it. But, I see.
So basically, I just put myself out there as a music video producer. So that's what I want to do. Is I want to make your music video. I want to make your music video too. And anybody who is trying to get their name out there through their music, I want to make videos for, and start pushing that direction, because I'm working on 2 out of 5 music videos for a client I know, and it's just like restarted like an idea of like how awesome music videos can be and how much freedom you have creatively. And how easy it is to put together a day of really fun shooting and then just go out and shoot it. And yeah, I love that. I love that idea, and I could really, I feel like I could really vibe with some music videos for at least a couple of years, and just reach out to musicians and start getting some stuff put together. So if you got anybody you know, I'm fully available and open to any kind of any kind of song, any kind of release. I want to push some ideas and make some cool shit. That's all we're trying to do, right? Just making cool shit, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of artists want videos. They don't have any money, so it's like trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just the people who take it seriously put money behind it.
Yeah.
And that's the part that matters, and the least, I'd say, as far as like creative vision goes. But it definitely, like, I've worked on productions where, you know, I'll get paid a little bit, and the client will ultimately just give up on the project. And that hasn't been music videos, that's been other things. So I've never seen a situation where people have like given up on their music video project, because it's such a creatively fulfilling type of thing. It's not like building a brand or anything that could be, you know, more of a longer road. One music video is for one song, and that's the entire road of that project. So I like how easy it is to bring together, and so maybe I'll do some free stuff. I'm not sure, but trying to focus on paid gigs. I'm no longer doing free gigs anymore. I've decided that I'm a little bit too big for the kiddie pool of free productions, and just some kid with a DSLR. Not saying anything bad about it. That's how I learned, and that's how I like I vended a lot of short films that were like that. When I show up on a set like that now, I feel different. I don't feel like I necessarily fit in, because it's like reading the same book over and over again. You know what I mean? So like upstepping my game for finding clients that take their craft more seriously, and delivering, you know, things that delivering a product that's like way more fulfilling for everybody involved. And I feel like that starts with just like exploring creativity and stuff like that. Have you ever done a music video? Have you ever worked on a music video?
I've been in lots of music videos, usually not wearing that much clothing.
Okay. Hired up as a dancer?
I've never been in a music video. I've been in a couple music videos.
Cool. So just like in the background, are there any noteworthy ones, or is it just this?
I was in Honky Tonk Badonkadunk.
Really? I haven't heard that song.
No, you know what? I haven't done any really notable ones. I've done some notable movies, but no real notable music videos.
What are some fun stories from set that you have, just being on set?
Well, I did one movie with Luke Wilson.
Okay.
I mean, I was definitely like an extra, but we were there, all sitting there, and then all of a sudden, Luke Wilson opens his trailer, and this huge cloud of pot smoke comes out. And he walks out, and he goes onto set, and like the whole time he's on set, like it's reeks of green. And you're like, how is he even delivering these lines with his eyes like half open? But good thing that like, not Owen Wilson, but like his bro, like what's his name? Other Wilson. Good thing he always looks kind of sleepy.
Yeah, he always has like I guess I don't follow Luke Wilson as much as I should.
Well, Luke was the first one, and then Owen showed up and kind of took it over.
Okay. What was this film called?
I can't even remember what it was called now. It was it was Middlemen. It was about the start of the porn industry, the internet porn industry.
Interesting. Okay. That sounds like it was a film that was a little indicative of like for other things that you've done, because like you're on OnlyFans, and that's cool. So like it feels like you're on the edge. Like I said, like we were talking about like controversial things, like that's not necessarily controversial, but that's like on the edge of like PC or whatever. And I think that's cool.
It is.
Let's do a movie about porn. Who cares? You know,
it's a
I
movie
like
about
that.
the porn industry, but there's no actual porn in it. It's about the beginning of the internet porn industry.
Right.
So
yeah,
really interesting. I still haven't seen it, so I'm going to be real.
You still haven't seen it? Honestly, I haven't seen it either.
I didn't have a TV, and like the person I was traveling with, like it was my my boyfriend at the time. We were traveling. We didn't have a TV. We had a computer, but we didn't really do much on it because we didn't even have the internet. So it was like I didn't really get to see any of the movies that I was in.
You guys were just cruising
traveling
around?
through different the United States and things like that.
Okay. So I'm curious about that. What was that like? What part of your life was that? Traveling around the country and just working on it. Were you just working on films, going from film to film?
I was just working on films. I was working on films while I was dating a mathematical physicist. And he was getting shipped around the country, and he was like, "You want to come with me?" And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, I would." And we did that for 8 years before I landed. Well, 6 years before I landed in Minneapolis.
Okay. So have you been on to all 50 states doing that stuff?
36. I've been to 36.
Lucky you.
I haven't been to Hawaii yet.
Blake, I think Blake wants to go to all 50 states. How many states have you been to, Blake?
Well, I would say I've been to about probably 20, maybe 21.
Okay. So you guys are top 1 and 2. I've only been to a handful. But the ones I have been to, I've been like New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities. And I like Austin a lot. But I haven't been too far up north, like Oregon and like New York areas. I want to explore the northern half of the country.
Well, you went to Georgia recently.
I did, yeah.
I'm jealous.
Georgia was a trip. That was a lot of fun. A lot of professional industry there, definitely.
Okay. I was like, I need to make a trip to Georgia. I gotta figure out who I know in Georgia.
Go check it out. There's a lot happening. I was only there for a couple of days, so I didn't get to see much, and of course it was COVID, so there's a lot of things closed down. But just being in the city was just a different energy. And I remember I picked up this magazine. It was some film magazine, and all of the ads in the magazine were for prop houses and generators, all this back end gear businesses, and they're all based in Atlanta.
Yep. Atlanta has exactly what you need if you're trying to be in the movie industry.
Yeah. If I hit it big on Dogecoin, I'm going to Atlanta and making a movie.
I got 100 Dogecoin before it supposedly went back up, but I haven't seen anything that show that I've made any more money than I already had.
It's a long game. You got to play the long game.
Oh, okay. Because I got it and I was like, oh, okay.
Just roll with it.
Things supposedly went up. How come I'm not seeing any money?
It's a long game for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I got 0.000056 Bitcoin. And it's fluctuated a little bit, and it just stays where it's at. So based on that, I'll be rich in about 500 years. So, Yep.
Well, I have 100
good decisions.
I have 100 Dogecoin, which means I have $57.
Hell yeah. When that hits $1, you'll have $570.
Really?
Something like that, yeah. When did you get in?
Last week. Somebody bought me 100 100 Dogecoin. So I haven't
Who buys you Dogecoin out of nowhere?
I'm part of a group of people that are emergency managers. And I have a little organization I work with that stops human trafficking and sex trafficking in Minneapolis.
Mm.
There's not much to it because it's only really me and people who like to show up at things. But a company was sponsoring, not a company, but a group of Black emergency managers who handle things when crises happen. They hit me up and, they want me to be a part of the group. And then all of a sudden I read an email where they're like, oh, we'll give anybody who gives us their wallet address 100 Dogecoin. And I was like, okay.
They're just They were just like, yeah, sure, here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
Somebody just gave them to me.
You never,
I don't know.
You never would think that the EMS is hoarding Dogecoin. That's where it all is right now. Because there's a finite amount of blockchain currency, and I guess there's like 17 million. I could be wrong. 17 million Dogecoin in circulation. So there's only so many. That's why the value is going up and down, is because like there's currency being mined. I'm an idiot about this stuff. There's people more educated in this stuff than I am. I got into Bitcoin like 2 weeks ago, and then like I played around with like EOS and like other altcoins, and I put something in Ethereum, and like Ethereum 2 just came out, and the app kept like telling me, hey, you should do this, and I'm like, oh, all right. And I treated the ad like a bum or something like that. Here's $1. So I have $1 in Ethereum too. And I have like $1.06 now. So making it.
Yep, you're paid.
I could just see that Lamborghini in my driveway in about 400 years. Just got to wait it out. I just got to wait till technology is good enough to get uploaded into a computer and then be rich. But I mean, like, I don't know. How do you feel about technology in general?
I love tech. I just can't afford it.
I hear that.
Your technology
I love
is
tech.
awesome.
I just don't have the money for it, huh?
Oh no, I was just saying, I think technology is awesome. Because because to be honest, it's the way we live nowadays.
True.
It is. It's the way we make money. It's the way we live.
And
it's part of who we are.
It's how you get around.
And I've even heard people say sometimes that nowadays we basically need them. We basically need technology like laptops and computers and cell phones and stuff to even survive. But I don't know if that's true or not, but I've just heard a lot of people say some stuff like that.
It's possible because, just an application to apply at a job, you have to go to the online store and
because they don't really
online website. I mean,
they don't really do paper applications anymore.
Yeah, so like even just to get in the door to get a job, you have to use the internet, and it goes ahead from there. But like technology in general, minus the internet, things have like cross contaminated. So like everything is AI now, where it just started on the internet, just started in computers, and that's like pushed into everything. And there's like trades getting AI and 5G and stuff like that uses AI for like different like factory systems and stuff like that. Like the industrial part of like technology is like really interesting because that's like where the cutting edge is. And of course, like we're America, so it's like AI generated weapon systems is what we think of first when like we come up with a new technology. But like as far as like technology in the film industry, what's your take on that? Are you a part
I'm ready for it. I mean, eventually it's going to replace my job, but I'm ready for it.
And what's your job now? What do you do?
Well, I guess right now I'm producing films, but I also work as an actor. So eventually, technology, they're not going to need actors.
You think so?
You can just make them in a computer. You can make them look like what you want. You can make them in a computer. You can make them do what you want. They can be any age. They can never grow old. Like it's the future.
Yeah, I mean, I could never give up live theater and humans acting. I don't think I could ever give that up. But people born in 2020 who like grow up with so much of the internet like in everyday life, I feel like it wouldn't be as alien.
It isn't alien to me though. It depends on how comfortable are you with the uncanny valley.
True.
Yeah, like me and the Uncanny Valley, I love it. I love it when it's weird. Some people don't like the reface apps. Some people don't like the idea of a robot doing this, that, and the other. I love it. I can't wait for the future to happen because I'm just so tired of dealing with this with backwards thinking. I need the future to like be here already.
Well, I love your enthusiasm and you're writing this for the future.
I'm ready. I want to see it, even though like I'll miss being an actor. I'll miss all of that, but I'll be by the time that really happens, I'll be kind of old, so I might not be booking as much work anyway. But I would be a fan of it. I'm down for it.
I think Blake will still hire you in 2080.
Oh yeah, of course.
I love the idea of being a really old millennial because we would just be like playing N64 in the old folks' homes.
Yes.
And like LAN parties and shit. Like,
that would be fun.
Yeah.
Corey, what about that? What about that video game group you told me about?
Oh yeah.
The one you filmed that one time.
Yeah. Super League Gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. They put on events. They're like a network. I think they're an esports company, but they do different tournaments as well. So they do a multitude of things, but they're like a media company for gamers. So like they had this thing at Top Golf where it was a Super Smash Bros. Tournament, and I showed up and just made a little vlog video out of it, and it was cool as hell. And I like played with everybody. I got my butt kicked, but I had the best time ever. We played like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and like everybody was like ridiculously good. But there wasn't that like energy of like people there, and they're just like way too focused on the game, and it's just like their vibe is just like bringing people down. It wasn't like that. Everybody was just ecstatic to be there and just like making video game references and yelling and laughing. It was a good time, but it was also like a quote unquote tournament, but it was really fun. But
that sounds fun.
Super League Gaming.
It's been a long time since I've had some fun like that. I'm ready.
Have you ever been to a gaming tournament?
I won Smash Brothers in Minneapolis at the Minnesota Mall at the what's it called, the mall.
No way.
The Mall of America.
That's a long time ago.
Which one was that? Melee?
Yeah, it was Smash Brothers Melee, and I've never been able to win again. Well, I had a gaming system, so I played every day, and I haven't had a gaming system since, so my skills suck.
You got to get back into it. I just jumped to PC gaming.
It's costly.
I just jumped to PC gaming from PS4. So basically I'm using the computer you see now as like filmmaking and video and sound design, stuff like that, and then also games on the other side. But I try to get away from it, honestly. Like I can still be involved with games without spending ridiculous amounts of hours on playing games. Like I can edit games, and I run my own gaming group called Video Games Network, and that's a group of, hopefully it's at 168 right now. I'm going to get it up to 200. I'm going to cap it off, and then I'm going to start going harder with promoting all. I already promote them, but I'm going to start going harder with promoting all of the creators in there. So it's basically a group of young gaming creators who are like less than 5,000 subscribers, and they're just getting their legs underneath them and getting going. So I'm like giving them, like a little platform. So basically doing like what a aggregate company would do, or a distributor. I'm a distributor of gaming videos that nobody's heard of, but I feel like that's the future. I feel like gaming videos are going to become a lot more common. Yeah.
They are.
But I can't win any tournament. I'm just there to hang out and
I'm sure you
speak.
could, Corey,
I speak fluent meme at game conventions. What?
Oh, I was just saying, I'm sure you'd win a tournament because you just recently you beat me at Mario Party.
That's right. If they have a Mario Party tournament, I'll enter it for sure, because that game is like nothing but fun. Like Mario games are fun. Everything on Nintendo is just fun. It's really hard to play those games and like not have fun, I feel like.
True.
But,
absolutely true.
Speaking of what you were talking about with the future and like actors being all CGI and like deepfakes and stuff like that, have you heard of deepfakes?
Yeah.
I actually made some films on my PS4 of all things. And the game Grand Theft Auto, it has a built-in feature called director mode, where you're in the game and everything's kind of like automatically happening, right? Cars are going by, people are walking by, the day's like changing in light and all that. You can actually record in the game, and then record like a 30-second clip in the game, go into this director mode feature in the game, and then you can put the camera anywhere you want. So if you think about it, you can do like dolly pushes, and like if you know a little bit about filmmaking, you can push in, pull out, just like do different dialogue things, car chases, things like that. And you can put the camera anywhere you want. And on the PC, you can mod it so you can have characters talk, and you can modify their animations. So it's essentially like several steps down the line of building your own CG world. But there's a lot of systems in place where there's a lot of automatic things that make it easy. So it's like entry level CGI like filmmaking, and I had a ton of fun with it because it took away, like, think about filmmaking. It took away all of the assembly of crew. It took away all the need of like jibs and easy rigs and all the gear that you need to move the camera around in complex ways. And like I made these films where like the camera's like going through cars and things like that. So I've had it was a lot of fun, and it brings out a lot of creativity because it's like you get to conceptualize and see like what you like out of like camera movement and things like that. So I'm probably going to get into that some more. Spend some more time in that, but not necessarily just like consuming the game or playing multiplayer or anything like that, but just that director mode is like super interesting to me. And it's all CG. And yeah, it's a good time.
I love that though. I love the CG thing. I love CGI. Some people can't handle it, but I love it.
You love it?
I love CGI. I love CGI. I mean, I am happy that CGI is a lot more fluid than it used to be because, oh, God. I remember trying to watch American Werewolf in Paris, and it was like the worst CGI ever. But at the time, it's all we had. So people were like, oh, it's so good. And I just remember being like, oh, God, it has to get better than this.
So true. So true. Yeah, there's an uncanny valley with CGI. If the lighting's just a little bit off, we're like really good at recognizing that and like going, nope, that's fake. And it can be like an 8K, rendered, like Avengers or something like that, where the CGI, there's tons of CGI in it, and it's fake because it's like fantasy, but also like there's small things that kind of turn. Like, for example, Thanos, I saw this video about Thanos and how when he was close up, he was rendered in a significantly higher resolution, but when he was far away, it was a smaller resolution. And you could actually see how it changed because people don't change the resolution based on how far away they are.
Yeah, they're about the same.
Yeah, so there was like an uncanny valley with that, and there's so much... just tiny things, tiny details. But I just take the ride in CGI films. I just watched the Disney movie Raya and the Last Dragon yesterday. It was great. It was like really, it was heartwarming, very Disney ending. And the CG was beautiful. Yeah, it was really good. Just check it out. Have you seen any movies recently? What movies have you watched recently?
I think the only thing I'm trying to watch right now is Castlevania, but I turned on Castlevania last night early as hell. Like, it was like 9 o'clock, and I turned on Castlevania last night, started watching it, woke up, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I've missed all of Castlevania.
Aww.
I've done that.
Castlevania and Love and Robots right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my friend Jaime, shout out to Jaime. He showed me Castlevania and Love, Death, and Robots, so I'm hooked on those. I'm going to watch them too.
They're amazing.
He showed me a couple episodes of Castlevania, and the fight scenes were incredible. And it was a cool... I didn't really know which season we were watching or anything like that, but it was just like in the middle of it. I think it was season 2. And I was sold on it. I was like, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. Some like bloody like vampire fights that are just intense, and that demon kills are so creative. And Love, Death, and Robots is really cool too. Have you seen the new season? They came out with like another season of like 8 episodes. We watched.
I haven't done it yet. I just started it. I just started being able to watch stuff right now because it's been crazy last week.
The first episode is really good. It's about a cleaning robot that goes insane, and it's really good.
Love
it. It's like a little comedy film. Basically, this like robot just goes insane, and it's like this old lady's like only thing, and she has like a little dog and this robot, and and the whole thing is about her like on like tech support. It's hilarious. Definitely watch it. It's really good. So like, yeah, that's a cool series. It reminds me a lot of like Animatrix back in the day. Just like short little animated films, and each story is like a different animation style. I love that. Yeah. But Blake, what have you been watching?
What have I been watching?
Yeah.
Well, can't say I've seen a lot of new ones, but give me a second to think.
Sure. Yeah.
Well,
we'll come back to you.
You go ahead.
Okay. Well, while Blake is thinking of that, I'd love to hear details of your film, actually, Ouroboros, right? So tell me about that.
Ouroboros was a short script written about, I think it was written like 4 or 5 years ago by my partner. And I found a story. I asked him if I could have it, and I made it. I made it with Deathcom Studios, who you've worked with before in the past.
Yeah, I know Deathcom.
And we shot it. It's really only like 9 or 10 pages, and we shot it in a night.
You shot it in one day?
Yeah, we shot it in one day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the person that recently just passed this week, he was the one that helped us secure the location for it.
R.I.P. Sorry to hear that.
He helped me a lot though in these last 2 months. But Ouroboros is similar to, I would say the film itself is similar to like a Saw or, like a Saw.
Okay. So
or Hostel.
What's the synopsis on it?
Basically, these men wake up and they're chained to the floor, and they're slowly being turned into self-eating ghouls.
Whoa.
And then once they're so weak, they bring in another person. Well, once this thing is completely a cannibal, starving to death, and is used to eating human flesh, they bring in another stronger person, and that person usually kills them, and then we begin the process of making the ghoul again.
That sounds really grueling and horrific, but awesome.
Well,
it's intense.
I was going to say, I thought of a movie.
What was the movie?
So, I haven't been to a movie theater since just before the pandemic started last year. Oh. But the last one I ever saw in a theater was the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh, that's right. That movie was really good. Had Jim Carrey in it?
Yeah, it was really funny too.
Very exciting.
But there's a new series I'm going to be watching because I just got done watching the original series of it. But do you have the streaming service Paramount Plus?
Do you have Paramount Plus?
Well, yeah. They're just about to reboot the Nickelodeon show iCarly.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's premiering with the first season of the reboot on June 17th.
I think that show was ahead of its time. I feel like, because that came on like early 2008, right?
No, it came out in 2007 and it stopped airing in 2012.
Yeah, that came out way before its time because like that's what's happening now is everybody's online and everybody's a personality.
Yeah,
iCarly. I remember that show. It was awesome.
But I really want to go back to a movie theater and start seeing new releases again because I'm sure with COVID being almost over, I'm sure they're going to have plenty of new releases coming out.
Definitely.
Almost. I don't think COVID's almost over. I think they just stopped recording about it.
You think so?
Oh, I know a bunch of people that got COVID even after they got fully vaccinated. I know 4 people right now that were fully vaccinated and still got COVID.
The whole thing about COVID is a horror movie in and of itself, but it's a shitty horror movie.
Were they just mildly sick or very?
Very, very sick. Not just a little bit, but like one person said they were so sick they just cried to their mother. And dude was at least 58. He's probably 58 years old.
Whoa.
Dude said he was so sick, he just cried all night. And he couldn't think, and his brain hurts. And just talking to him about doing an event, he was able to talk about the event for maybe 4 or 5 minutes before he was like, I gotta go lay down. No,
That's
they're
rough,
all
dude.
brutally sick. Like, I haven't met, like, I've been meeting people that were like, yeah, I got this COVID shot, and they still got really sick.
That's crazy. I have yet to get the vaccine. I'm not like against it or anything like that. I just have yet to get it because my last week was really busy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'll get it. Yeah, it is confusing. The news side of things. When is the news about anything good? And this has been like an entire 2 years of just constant reporting on it, and it's really hard to make up what is happening with COVID. What is happening with COVID? Nobody knows.
Well, also the CDC has a gag order on it, so even if people are still dying at the same rate, they're not allowed to talk about it in the media. Donald Trump did that. Donald Trump put that rule on it, and the Democratic Party hasn't reversed it since they got in.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit.
Trump doing something crazy? What? No.
and then the Democratic Party not doing anything to undo it.
Yeah. That's equally a what? No. It's Mark Wahlberg in The Happening. It's one of my favorite clips. No, I've been to a couple. I have a story about being in the theater during COVID. I was watching this movie called Possessor. It's a really cool horror movie. It combined it was like a Tarantino film. It was very violent, but the story was like kind of a Matrixy kind of thing. Two warring corporations, and like this person found out how to like literally possess somebody. So it's like a heist type of movie. Really, really good, really well shot. Cinematography is amazing. Everything about it, layer by layer, is amazing. But I was in the theater and I was watching it. I was pretty immersed, and it was about halfway through the movie, and this is like mid-COVID. This is when everything shut down, or just like barely coming back, and theaters were able to open by choice. Like the state opened, but nobody else opened. But some theaters decided to open. So I was like desperate for a movie. I went on, watched it, and so like halfway through the movie, I'm watching it. It's a horror movie, and there's a really like crazy like twist scene. And I'm like at the edge of my seat watching this, and then somebody coughs in the theater that I'm in behind me. And I go, holy shit. I was more scared about that than the actual movie I was watching. And it was like this like killers in the house type of feeling. But yeah. It was really intense. It was really intense. But yeah, Oh, I think, it was just coffee. They didn't like sneeze or anything like that. It was just like somebody, I didn't, as far as theaters go, it was me and like maybe one other person in the entire room. So already I got multiple rows around me, and in my head, I'm thinking about myself just watching this movie. I'm telling you, COVID theaters are actually underrated, because I feel like I rented out the entire theater for $12. It's amazing. But yeah, just like somebody coughing in the theater was enough to like take me out of the movie and go, holy shit. Oh, that's right. Real life is a horror movie too. Yeah.
Because people are going to cough. There's nothing you can really do about that.
Yeah. I mean, with COVID, that's kind of the social like behavior thing, is like if you cough walking to the grocery store in the parking lot and you cough, it's like people act like it was a gunshot going off. They all look at you like, holy shit, but you just ignore them. Keep going. But I'm ready to be done with COVID. And I feel like Austin has been really lax just because of the state we're in. And there's definitely a lot of businesses still going strong, and it's just all curbside pickup type stuff. But Minnesota's been different. How's that been in Minnesota? Has there been any productions that you've heard of going on in Minnesota?
Besides mine, I know that there's one going on in Duluth called Abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's a second one going on in Duluth, and I don't know the name of that one. So right now I only know of 2 productions.
Okay.
And I know that there's some music videos being made off and on. So
cool. I actually heard of a feature being shot in my hometown of Duluth. One of the first people I met that was, I think, art director on Jim Oldula's Strange Nature. We shot in 2014 up in Duluth, Minnesota, and her name was Paige. Paige something. I forget her last name right now. Probably shouldn't say her last name anyways on the podcast, but it's. I mean, we got 15 viewers maybe, but she is the locations person and the casting person for extras for the film shooting in Duluth.
I live with her. That's my roommate.
Awesome. See, it's a small world. She's awesome, by the way.
No, she's amazing. She's the best roommate I've ever had. I'm sad that I'm going to be moving to a new place soon because she's amazing. But
she's your current roommate?
Huh? Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't know that. I thought you said she was like former roommate. Yeah,
no,
tell her I said hi.
Right now.
She told me she's like really into genealogy, and she told me where my parents' lineage is. I found out I'm German. I was so inspired. I made a song about it. It was awesome.
That makes sense because a person that I know that looked like you when I was a kid was also German.
Yeah, long-haired people are from Germany. Every single one of them.
No, when I mean look like you, it looked like you in every possible way.
Yeah. I guess I'm very German. Yeah, my dad is from Hamburg, Germany. His lineage of family, like he himself is from Duluth. But
awesome.
And then my mom is from Munich, Germany. Like her lineage is. So I don't know how recently. I think it was like the 1870s, 1885. They just took a giant boat to Ellis Island and they were here. They're just like, all right, let's make it up on the spot. How to stay alive.
I mean, we're all making it up on the spot, I guess.
Yeah, especially being a freelancer, and just making it work. So what kind of gigs are you focused on getting? Is it marketing? Is it you do a lot of like photo shoots I see, and like what?
Oh, yeah, money. Right now I'm focused on making money so I can make more movies.
Okay, so you're focused on doing cinema?
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, we talked a little bit about funding and Ouroboros. How much did Ouroboros cost? What was the budget on that?
Ouroboros was pretty cheap, about $1,000.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah.
I mean, in comparison, $1,000 is like rent for me. Well, not rent currently. It's going to be rent in the future. Now I have hiccups. Ouroboros was about $1,000, but it got done. I think it's going to look beautiful. I don't know when it's going to get done. I guess I should probably call the editor and see. So. Yeah,
when's it supposed to be out? Is there a trailer? How long is it?
It's only a few minutes, and I do not know when that's going to happen because DEFCON is editing it, so I'm going to check in with the editor.
Cool. Yeah, so was it just a couple of actors locally hired?
Yes, there's some locally hired actors.
Getting their big break?
Mm-hmm.
Did they know you? Did they know that you could have them on your radio show and just like all the different things that you've done as far as like because like you're from California and you've done a bunch of different films and stuff like that, so you've got a lot of film, like worked on a lot of films, you got a lot of those under your belt. So like as far as like the acting chops of the people you hired, were they at your level, or were you just kind of hiring?
Oh yeah, they were amazing. They were all amazing.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the what were their names? Are we should we hear them in the future?
One was hold on, let me find their names right now.
Okay. Yeah, shout them out.
Hey, give me 1 second. One is Max. Hold up. Let me look. Let me find him.
That's the
one
first thing.
One is Ernest Howard, and the other is Max.
Cool.
Wait. Nick Max Thompson.
Nick Max Thompson. That's a very actor-esque name. Three first
his
names?
name is Nick Max Thompson. The other one is Ernest Howard, and they did a great job.
Awesome. So, was there a lot of visual effects, a lot of special effects in the film, or was it just all practical?
Most of them were live. Like they were practical. I guess not live. I guess the answer is practical.
Okay. So lots of like blood, like and prosthetics and things like that. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And that's I didn't do any horror stuff, but I did some like VFX stuff that could be used for horror. So I did some like a superhero landing. I did some cloning type stuff last week, and I did some bullet holes. I actually did do some horror VFX last week. I made a bullet hole go through a table, and then like shoot a dude who acted like he was shot, and then it like went through the chair he was sitting in, and it went through the window behind him. And I did all the effects to make all that happen, and just like it was really cool. It's for a music video of all things. But like, yeah, visual effects and practical effects as far as like horror, that's like, I think the funnest time to use everything. Just bring out everything you got to like make the blood like spray everywhere or whatever. But I think as far as like I don't know, like bullet wound, like blood sprays, I feel like that should be done practical. Have you ever worked with like a squib vest or anything like that?
No, I wish.
Yeah. I might get one. If I make it big on Dogecoin in 400 years, I'm going to get one. There's a new vest. There's old ones that are like, they use a tiny amount of gunpowder and it like explodes this little pack, and that's how the blood comes out. But there's another one. It's like a hose based one where there's like a reservoir of blood in between an empty hose and then a CO2 powered like gun or something like that. You press the button, it pops that CO2 cartridge, and it pushes the blood through and makes it spray like crazy. And of course you can get like a different nozzle or whatever. Basically it works like a hose. And I was talking to my friend about it, and he was saying he can make one.
Really? That's awesome.
And I was thinking about that. You realistically could. It's just the CO2 pressure in a hose and then like a little bit of liquid on the other side. Yeah. So do you make your own practical effects, or did you get a whole team to do that? What was your role on set?
We got a team to do that. There was 2 people in that team. One was one was Ben Gersh and the other was Ben Curry. There's 2 people on that team.
Cool.
Ben Gersh did most of the work.
Cool.
When it came time to do it that day.
Okay.
So we're good.
So got a lot of the practical effects done in a day. I mean, that's still incredible that you got. Did you prepare? Did you do a lot of pre-production for it?
There's a lot of limbs that needed to be cut off and a bunch of other things. Like, it was pretty good.
Awesome. That just came to a screeching halt, but that's okay. It was good. I was on a production and it was good. I agree. I did a bunch of VFX and it was good. How about you, Blake?
Yep.
I think we're all kind of out of gas at this point. Yeah. I think we're about ready to head off. Do you have anything else that you want to shout out about your film?
Let's see. Make sure to watch the MadelineKarita show, which is on Roku and TN6, and you can also watch the MadelineKarita show on YouTube and the internet. That is my live show. That is my, I guess it's not live, but my show in the studio, my talk show, which is also a podcast. And then I am, look out for my interviews on Mini Culture, which is basically it's based on the Minneapolis art scene. That can be found anywhere on KFAI. And nice. I'm getting ready to I would like to do another movie, but that's top secret. And I actually have a production company that would that's currently interested, so I can't really talk about that yet. And other than that, I hope to make some more things and more gruesome movies and more fun movies. I'm also doing a interview on West Coast Strange where I talk about Boris in detail, and we also talk about the scariest black horror movie villain of all time. I can't say his name 3 times, but I am definitely frightened.
Awesome. Who is it?
I'll just give the initials because he's so frightening, like CM. Because that's all I can do. Because he is that frightening. He lives in the back of my mind where I'm like, okay, there's a mirror over there. Yeah, but there's a mirror across from me, so we're not going to say that right now. But we're going to discuss scary black horror movie villains, because Boris also had a black villain in it.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. I played the villain, of course, because I'm a creepy bastard.
No, you're not.
And, huh?
Well, you called yourself a creepy bastard, and I said, no, you're not.
Oh, I'm probably not, but in the movie I was.
Yeah, she can act.
It makes sense.
Better than the best of them, I bet.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good actor. I'm getting better now. I'm getting better because I wasn't really focusing on the craft.
Proud of you for that.
Yeah. So,
cool.
It is going pretty well.
I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to seeing Boris and everything you got going on.
Me too.
Blake has Blake's Ultimate Masterpiece Productions, and he does a bunch of things. He's actually scripty and runs Slate on set. He loves to do that. I'm starting to focus more on music videos, as we talked about, but just kind of pushing into producing everything. I want to just take more of a director sort of role and just make something from scratch. Because I feel like Austin is such a cool place where I've been able to grow enough to the point where I can put something together and direct it and make it look good. But,
yay! Well, let me know if you ever need people to come down to Texas and you guys are paying. We'll be there.
Yeah, come on down.
We sure will.
Paradox Productions, which is the studio we're recording from right now. We have tons of events planned for June, including a fashion show. So I don't know if you want to come down and see that.
Is it paying?
I think so. I can get you in contact.
Oh, well, if it pays, I am there.
You're there?
Yeah, I'm there.
I hope we can afford you.
I mean,
it's travel costs.
I've never been to Texas, so we'll see.
Come on down. Check out the studio in person. Come and see it.
And meet all of us.
Yeah, and meet Blake and meet the whole network.
Yes. I'm down.
All right. It's a plan then. It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You just signed a verbal contract. Now the limo will be outside your house in 5 minutes. We'll just fly you down today.
Is that what that beeping was? Is that what the
that's what the beeping was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. Do you have anything else to add, Blake?
Nah, I think we're good.
All right, Blake says we're good.
But it was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, it was cool talking to you guys too.
All right. Do you have any questions for us? Do you have anything to add for the good of the hour?
Where can I hear myself?
So the Industry Podcast will come out tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. So the turnaround is just quick.
Do you guys have any material in which I could?
Yeah, we got a logo. We got
YouTube channel.
Yeah, we got some content that you can share up. Mainly it's the logo, and then we have a little photo that I made for when the Industry Podcast is available, which is Mondays at 7 a.m. And I did that because I don't know. I guess I'm a morning person, and I want to hit people who are on the road to set or something like that.
Is it gonna be? Wait. I mean, okay. Where is it gonna be playing on?
It's on YouTube right now. And our plan, I guess I could just explain the plan, but we're going to go to episode 10, and then we're going to start distributing on podcast platforms and just have that archive and just push it out on all the different platforms, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and I think we're going to go through Anchor and just do it from there.
Yep, I use Anchor. It's a great program. It's something I use a lot. I am a fan of it.
Yeah, the distribution on it is really, really good. And it's better than RSS because it's like RSS is like an ancient program. It's been around forever. And I feel like Anchor is just like fresh and new. And it's British. It's a British
Yay.
website.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's based in the UK. I know because if you have more than one podcast on there, the payment form is Stripe. And that's it. That's the European version of PayPal. Yeah.
Okay.
I know things sometimes. But yeah.
See, I love it. I love it. I did not know that.
That's all I got. And thank you for watching the Industry Podcast. I'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Yay. It was nice seeing you. Talk to you guys. Follow me at Queen Con Kai.
We sure will.
Which is on everything.
We got to get your social media stuff. We'll put it in the video there.
Okay, awesome.
Like and subscribe below. I don't know if we'll include that.